This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffmann, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin Hoffmann.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Hoffmann. Today is Wednesday, November the 9th, 2022. It's Election Hangover Day. We're so glad you could join us. Coming up later in today's show, I'm going to talk with Ryan Jardon of John Deere as we talk about some more new innovations that they've brought to the tillage department. We're also going to look at that ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down those markets. It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net. Well, we're at the end of the trading day for this Wednesday, and we turn to Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. Jacob, it was WASDE day today. What do we see coming out of that report, first of all?
Realistically, you saw a little bit of punting, with some of these numbers that they came out, especially on the global scale, the world supply scale. But we end up raising the yields in the corn and beans. Something that we kind of anticipated. If you followed along with a lot of things that we've said, looking at Illinois and some of the areas in Iowa, that just the reports that we got were a little bit more friendly. So the grain markets, the first initial reaction of both corn and beans was negative. These algos reading these numbers, they saw a higher yield, looks like, and just pushed it down below the 660 level in December corn. Ended up bouncing back here, actually went positive for a little bit. Looks like we're going to wrap the day up here, 2 to 3 lower, 4 lower out in the back months of the corn. In the front months of the beans were relatively positive, so a little bit of spread action going on, buying the front months, selling the back and into the red nose out into next year. 1452 area, the January soybeans, that's up about a nickel on the day. Wheat market, they chopped around a little bit right as the report goes. But you ended up seeing the same old spread action that we've been seeing for the last month, where you're selling off in the Chicago and buying in the Kansas City. Now, that doesn't mean that Kansas City's positive. They're still 15 lower, but you're seeing 20 lower in the Chicago, 15 lower in the Kansas City area.
All right, so now with WASDE in the back window, what are we going to be turning to next to have the markets focus?
Be WASDE again. That's kind of how we roll now, right? You're continuing to see more, harvest numbers come in. Yes, you're paying attention to river levels coming up, demand starting to pop really strong, on some of these river markets. The talk has been elections today, railroads. What kind of situation we're going to have going in. It looks like they've kicked the can down the road, and the unions and the railroad to push it back to December 4th, 5th area. That's somewhere in the first part of December. To get some of that stuff negotiated, no strikes until then, which really that kind of puts a little bit of comfort in the grains. So you'll continue to look at that demand side of it, but our focus has got to be: does the demand change, especially on the corn side, from export standpoint? If we continue to see an increase in exports demand, then that can push us a little bit higher. But right now, we know where the ethanol is at. We saw a report again today. Decent numbers there. Production still continuing to grow. You know where your feed and residual is. They added a little bit to the feed today. The big number right now is exports. They didn't change anything today's number on exports, but that's the focus that has to pick up, or we're going to have to take some of that demand off.
All right, and sliding over to the livestock side of things, what did we see in those markets today?
Quietness. I think a little bit of this is, the market was expecting the red wave that we've heard a lot about. You didn't really get that as of yet. We're in 2022 and we can't figure out who won the election till the 1st of December. So I don't understand. But I would say that the stock market right now, didn't like the results. We're down about 500 points, and that really flows right over into the livestock market. They're waiting on cash to trade. You haven't seen any type of strong bids come from the cash market in the front month. So you got your December cattle down $1.50. Feeder cattle just 20 to 30 lower. Not near as much activity as there has been in the past. Chopped around in the hog market again today. Your focus there too is on some of these exports. We saw decent exports last week, but nothing great. So we'll look at that tomorrow in the cattle and hogs. And I think that could help boost this market if we had some decent exports in the beef and pork market.
All right. Well, Jacob, if folks want to start talking market strategies, figure out some plans with agmarket.net, what's the best way for them to get in touch?
I do think that's very important right now, especially if you look out into 2023. You can just go to our website, take a look at our agmarket.net intel. We got a 30-day free trial that they can get on there. You can also just look us up there on the My Team area, and we would have our direct contacts there for any of us guys, and we'd love to talk to you.
All right. Well, Jacob, thanks so much for the insight, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Dustin, have a good day. Thanks for having me.
That again was Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. Let's go ahead and run down those closing numbers. That comes to us courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. December corn was down 3 at 664.5. March down 3 1/4 at 670.5. January beans up 5.5 at 1452 even. March up 4 at 1457 1/4. November 23 new crop down 1 3/4 at 1386.5. January soy meal down $1.40 at 412.30. Soy oil up 50 cents at 73.18. Chicago wheat for December down 21 1/4 at 806.5. Minneapolis wheat down 12 1/4 at 938 1/4. Kansas wheat down 15 3/4 at 930 even. Oats for March was down 1/2 at 381 3/4. December live cattle down $1.47 at 151.57. November feeders down 55 cents at 177.72. Lean hogs down 30 cents at 85.27. Pork cutouts down 27 cents at 95.70. Class 3 milk up 11 cents at 20.99. And that's been our ag market recap. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. And when we come back, we'll talk with Ryan Jardon of John Deere. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to AMPM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Hoffmann. Well, 2 weeks ago, John Deere made a plethora of announcements as far as new equipment and new lines that they're bringing into the tillage aspect. And we had a chance to talk with Ryan Jardon about something new they've got to help us maintain depth control when we're doing tillage. So today we're sitting by this 2660 VT. Tell us about what we're here for and what's the new announcement that's coming out for equipment like this.
You bet. Yeah, thanks, Dustin. So I'll first do a little history on TruSet. And TruSet, we first introduced in 2014, and a lot of the reason for it is it gives you easy in-cab adjustments of most regular adjustments that you'd make on your tillage tool. We've got a 2660 VT here behind us, and TruSet controls 6 functions on this 2660 VT tool. First one would be working depth. The next would be fore aft adjustment. You can also do wing downforce. 2660 VT, you can adjust the gang angles from 0 to 12 degrees right from the cab. Also the rolling basket down pressure, and then finally the hydraulic stabilizer wheels like we've got right up here in front.
So go ahead. Sorry.
No, so TruSet today, and really most tillage tools in general, the working depth is typically gauged off of the relationship of the mainframe wheels in relationship to the frame height. And so it's all based off calibrated value there. Anytime you get into conditions that are maybe not quite as optimal as you'd like to be in, such as getting a little mud buildup on your tires, or getting a little bit of tire sink if you get into a really wet area, the working depth of that tool is compromised based off of where those wheels are either sinking into the ground or the mud buildup on those tires might shallow it up a little bit. So we developed TruSet Active, and what TruSet Active is it has we've got a sensor, an ultrasonic sensor here on the main frame of the tool that is constantly monitoring the working depth of our tillage tool. And so it's constantly monitoring that, and it's looking at how that compares to what's the requested depth at that given time. And so operator may want to be running at, say, 4 inches deep, but because I see some mud buildup on my tires, it's actually running a little bit shallower. TruSet Active then can tell that, and it'll adjust that working depth based off of the changing conditions in the field. It does that over a short period of time, and so, if you hit a bumpy spot in the field, or if it hits a dirt clod or something like that, it's not going to be jumping around. It'll take that working depth over a short period of time and filter it out to see if it needs to make a working depth adjustment. TruSet also enables documentation, so you can document your tillage pass to know how deep did I go, what did I do a couple years ago. You can view all that information right there in the John Deere Operations Center, so you can track your tillage practices from year to year, and then also see it in essentially real time as well. If you have hired hands that are doing that tillage job for you in the fall or spring, you can see how they're progressing, the actual job that they're doing in the field. You can tell that all within the John Deere Operations Center. TruSet also enables prescription capabilities too, so if you do want to vary your tillage job based off of yield maps or soil types, or even a freehand drawing of making sure you till a little bit deeper, potentially where you loaded the semis out with the grain cart in the fall and there's a lot of extra traffic there, you could prescribe that to go deeper in those areas if you wanted to with TruSet. So TruSet enables all that for an operator to do easily from the cab. They could manually make those adjustments right from the cab too by just a quick touch on the display. You can feather it up, feather it down. We've got presets that they could run, if you want to do something different for corn than you do beans, etc. TruSet Active, you can also view the correction, or the amount that the tool is correcting itself off of what was initially indicated, based on, again, actual working depth the TruSet Active senses.
All right, so obviously it's not just available on this piece of equipment, so where is it available right now?
Yep, good question. So it'll be standard in base equipment on all model year 24 John Deere tillage products. So things like the 2660 VT that we see here behind us, the 2230, 2330 mulch finisher, 2230 field cultivator, 2630 series disc. Those will be the first ones out of the gate. And then the remainder of our model year 24 products later on in calendar year 23, we'll start having those with TruSet Active as well.
Other quick question is, how long does it take for the machine, if it senses a change, whether it's a wet spot or mud buildup on the tires, how long does it take for it to make the adjustment so it isn't just bouncing because of a clod of dirt or something?
Yep, so it filters what it's seeing over a short period of time, and so as it sees those adjustments, it'll make them over that short period of time, and that way it's not hunting around a lot. It'll, like I say, do it over a short period of working time. It'll make those changes.
All right. Anything else folks need to know about this, about the TruSet Active equipment?
I'd invite them to visit with their local John Deere dealer, or visit johndeere.com/tillage.
Again, was Ryan Jardon of John Deere. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that ag weather outlook. Well, we started off the day with some cloud cover that increased, some pokes of sun here and there, a little bit of rain shower activity in the western parts of the state, but pretty well warm today as we saw temperatures in those upper 60s, low 70s range. Unseasonably warm, but Mother Nature plans to kick us in the teeth starting as early as tomorrow night. Let's see what the National Weather Service says for the next 24 hours. Well, as we said, that warm-up we started to see here midweek is going to be short-lived, as we'll see clouds and giving way again here to a little bit of sunshine, but then building back up tonight. Today's highs were in the mid-50s to the mid-70s. Tonight, again, clouds will build back up, and rain chances will start to increase in from the west, and lows will be mid-40s to mid-60s, but then those higher overnight lows may become tomorrow's highs as rain will build in, and we may see some thunderstorm activity, and we'll see temperatures dropping throughout the day and getting quite cold by tomorrow night. We'll see highs tomorrow in the low 50s to the low to mid 70s. Looking at the affiliate weather map, tomorrow Cherokee will be rain to start and then partly sunny and 50. Shenandoah looking at showers and 63. Des Moines showers and storms 67. Waterloo showers and storms 66. Albia will be showers and storms and 68. And Clinton will be the bright spot around the state as they'll have partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies and a high of 73 degrees. For more detailed forecasts in your area, tune to your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. And that's been your Ag Weather Outlook. And that brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, and on our YouTube channel, where you can find all our video projects. Just hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you are notified anytime we put out a new program. Don't forget about our free Twice Daily Market podcasts on Amazon, Apple, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the iAron Studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Hoffmann. For Riley Smith and Mark Magnuson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.